Most coffee has extreme levels of mold. That's why this is the brand I trust. So Purity Coffee is a brand that really takes pride in clean coffee. What does that mean? So Purity Coffee, they have a third-party tester that tests for all sorts of levels of toxic and hurtful particles and things that can be in the coffee. And one of the biggest offenders in almost all brands of coffee is mold. And it's not something you can smell. It's not something you can taste in the coffee that it has mold in it. It does, which is insane to me. My partner and I, we've been through a pretty amazing coffee journey where before we were both going to Starbucks a lot. Well, before that, I was doing a lot of instant coffee and like Keurig coffee, Keurig pods, and then Starbucks. Then we went to Starbucks a lot, and then we got an espresso machine. So we were making delicious espressos at home. And then we started to learn about the difference of organic versus non-organic. And then we started to learn the differences of other specialty coffees, including local roasteries and like foreign roasteries. We're based out of North Carolina, and there are a lot of local roasteries here, like Black and White. My mind's going blank right now, but we have so many here locally. What's that other brand that we've gotten so many times? Black and White's a good one, but I don't know how many of the local roasteries do more strenuous like lab testing and mold testing. It'd be interesting to find that out. But as far as coffees go, if you get an organic one, they will be that much better, that much more intentional with how they grow and how they roast the coffee. So even if you don't go with Purity Coffee, I think even doing what you can to upgrade and get away from Starbucks, get away from any fast coffee, and really try to get a better quality, maybe not as much quantity, but a better quality coffee, I think really makes a difference on energy, on how it makes you feel. And I mean, the long-term effects of our health is crucial. So Purity Coffee, this is the one that we've gotten a few times. We first started with a pack of like a trial pack, and I'm not sponsored by Purity Coffee. We just love their product, and so just really want other people to experience what a higher quality blend can taste like, especially with a company that does test and is just more intentional about the product that they have. I think that's one of my driving factors for this channel is I want people to make intentional choices. I want us to buy less and use what matters. And what that really means is not buying things. Obviously, we need to buy things to live, to survive. And it's okay to have wants, and it's okay to, obviously we all have needs as well. So I think a high quality specialty coffee is clearly a want. And where I would say there's a need factor is we need to take care of our health, because if our bodies are suffering, then we're suffering, then people around us can be suffering. And so I think it's a selfless act to selfishly take care of ourselves so that we can help others, and so that we're not dependent on others as much wherever possible. So this specific roast, this is a more light medium roast, and something cool is there's like specific things they say on their packages, and I don't know how much of this is marketing versus like factual, but it says it's formulated for liver support, metabolic vitality, and antioxidant support. This is organic Arabica coffee, and they recommend using wire mesh filters, like a French press or espresso. And people watching cholesterol should use a paper filter. Isn't that interesting? I would say this just smells like a wonderful, wonderful coffee. There's like a lighter one than this, there's darker ones, and then it came with like a little mug as well, which is cool for the trial of trying the different ones. 5-pound bag, so coffee connoisseurs here, if you will. So we got to our espresso machine, and then we started to learn more, even though we were intentional about getting a stainless steel espresso machine because we wanted to reduce microplastics, reduce plastics in general. This espresso machine, most espresso machines, if not all, have like plastic tubing. So even if you have an espresso machine, it could be as toxic or more toxic than other things because of heating up all that plastic with the hot water. And another issue was it was hard to make sure that the machine itself stayed mold free, even though there's like sensors on it and it would notify us when to like do a deeper clean. And I try to be very thorough with like cleaning with vinegar and doing the deeper clean and everything like that. Once we learned about the piping being out of plastic tubes, that really pushed us to get rid of it. From there, we got a French press. We had used French press machines before, but we just didn't like them as much. And then we found this one. So this is a full stainless steel French press and can hold like, I think it's 4 cups, a quart, I don't know, a pint, something, I don't know. I don't know the exact measurement there. I usually make 3 to 4 cups of coffee out of it. Pretty heavy doses of caffeine. But what this does is it just helps filter out, so you're not just getting grounds all up in your coffee. That doesn't sound very enjoyable. So we do this. We then got a drip coffee. So our drip coffee is made out of a ceramic dripper, and then we put paper filters that are non-toxic. Let me grab those. Yeah, so these are the specific filters we use. And then this is our dripper. So it just has a little hole there, and we just place that on any mug we have and it works perfectly. I feel like we've really elevated our way of drinking coffee and consuming coffee. We do still go out to coffee a fair amount. We have some coffee shops that we really love. And I just feel like you can really notice the difference of taste, flavor, the smell, and the quality of the clean, lab-tested, mold-free, organic coffee. And there are some other brands that do this as well. Lineage Provisions. I do have affiliate links for Lineage. They have so many wonderful products that are very intentional, very clean, and they're almost too extreme with how clean they try to be and how they resource everything, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I would say the biggest downside is the cost. Because of it being cleaner and that much more intentional and all that testing, it is a more premium cost. Lineage Provisions, they have a clean, mold-free, organic coffee, but it's very expensive. And that's why we actually started getting Purity coffee. It's all those things, it's just a much better price for us. And I'll have to look it up and I'll add that on the screen for the cost of what Purity coffee is for the 5-pound that we have. And I can also do a comparison of Lineage on the screen. I'll do that. But I highly, highly recommend to anyone that loves coffee, that drinks coffee daily, to really do what you can to try to improve the quality and take out as much toxicity as possible. I think this alone was like $20 to $30, and it's a very solid stainless steel. You can put it in the dishwasher. Overall, the cost, even with the organic, toxic-free, lab-tested coffee, the Purity coffee, and the French press or the drip coffee, you're probably gonna save so much money over if you went to Starbucks every day and got a coffee or 2 or 3. I would not recommend people to buy this that are not avid coffee drinkers. If you're not drinking coffee all day, every day, or you don't drink coffee, I don't recommend this. But basically to anyone else, I highly recommend Purity Coffee, Lineage Provisions Coffee. I don't know any other great brands that I would feel comfortable recommending. Those are the two if you're looking for a good, delicious coffee experience. As always, buy less and use what matters. I'll see you in the next one.